I went to the inauguration for about 20 minutes to a half an hour. But hey, I showed up.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second iteration of Misadventures of an Elected. I'm the official elected official, Jay, and I'm calling this one The Way We Do Things / Walkaway. Don't worry, I'll explain in a paragraph or two, but first, please do all the YouTube things. Like, sub, share, speak, and without further ado, away go. Guys, I know you may be wondering, why am I looking at a program for the gathering instead of looking at footage? Well, to be honest, I had zero interest in sticking around for the entire thing. Do you see this itinerary? Dude, the state of the township can go for up to 3 hours, and I wasn't very interested in spending an eternity watching the administration pat themselves on the back as if the reason they ran mostly unopposed is because they're doing such an amazing job, when in reality, political campaigns are so damn expensive that it's a poor investment without the machine's blessing. So, don't take this as a slight on the administration, just the reality of the situation. And instead of going through tons of raw footage, I'll just drop that badass fight scene from Kingsman in the corner, and please, bear with me. Now, I was really in the building to specifically catch up with two guys, Freeholder Richardson, who I've been playing phone tag with, and Mr. Leroy Jones, the legend, aka the most powerful guy in the county. But before that, I went to simply say hello to County Executive Joseph DiVincenzo. After speaking to our Council Rep Jones and noticing he was in conversation, I'm not rude, I waited. Then I get a tap on my shoulder. Who's you think you're waiting to talk to? And I'm like, County Exec. Oh no, yous don't talk to the master. Yous got to go through me. There's ways we do things around here, boy. Okay, so I'm clearly paraphrasing, but that is for me the conversation that was taking place in my head, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've been waiting to get intercepted. It was really only a matter of time. If I were there to actually see Mr. DiVincenzo though, I definitely would have bucked, but because my approach must be a bit more methodical, one of the reasons I'm going one by one, elected by elected, to press the need for the end of the drug war and direct action on poverty is because ultimately I would prefer these folks just get on it so I can go on with my life. But if they weren't okay with the status quo wouldn't be the status quo, now would it? So instead of waiting for the dignitaries to take their seats, I went and waited at the top of the entrance. I caught both my fish. Mr. Richardson suggested starting another round of phone tag. But in this instance, I got to actually explain my position to Mr. Jones. And like everybody else, he sees the merit to the thought that putting $300 million in parks while poverty is so high is akin to giving a car with a bad transmission a paint job. An analogy that I am yet to get tired of because it works. So I'm going to continue to reach out to these people and keep trying to get them focused on policies that'll actually help. But this is a mechanism that's beyond my comprehension. One of the reasons I left is because I don't want to hear the Trump bad obligatory applause lines or videos that force me to hold back laughter. Also, there is the immigration hot button that I am positive they press because of the overabundance of immigrants that reside in the township. Irvington has always been welcoming to the immigrant families, but word games, namely legal and illegal, have really muddied the waters and just caused so much contention. Look guys, the Dems are losing 2020 already. There has been a gigantic shift, and with demonstrations such as those Families Belong Together marches, calling for the abolishment of government agencies, and making demands that families stay together when we rip our own families apart every day, the party as a whole has placed itself between a rock and a hard place. It's just as I had warned during the election. The more unhinged and radical your side seems to normies, the more you buy into identity politics instead of solid policy, the more likely you are to lose. And as of this moment, the left looks completely insane. You see, the best part of this country is that when it comes to ideologies, the approach tends to be a little column A, a little column B. Of course, pure socialism is terrible, but we do have socialist programs. Pure capitalism is terrible, but you know what? Without it, the world as we live in it would be completely different. And you know what? I kind of like living in a tech age that scientists 50 years ago couldn't even dream of. Right now, there is an entire campaign dedicated to walking away from the Democratic Party, simply called Walkaway. And it's because the hypocrisy of the party is very apparent, and there is no real standard bearer or clear messages besides hatred for a man that isn't as unpopular as those within any given echo chamber would have you believe. I can't exit because I just got here. My community is all blue, and trying to stay away from the fray hasn't produced the desired results. I represent my neighbors and family as leader of Irvington's Southward 7th District, and as I continue to use this position to reach out and lobby those with far more power and influence, the question will always be, how does this advance the quality of life for those within my realm? Well guys, that's about it. Thanks so much for putting up with me. Please do all the YouTube stuff. Like, sub, share, speak. Let me know if you heard of the Walkaway campaign. Am I dumb for running into the burning building while everyone is running out? Can I really expect the gatekeepers of the policies that have done nothing to advance the quality of life for my family and neighbors to actually change the policies that have done nothing to improve the quality of life for my families and neighbors? Only time will tell. And speaking of time, until the next one, love.